we are now discussing the second provisional payment. So very important, the second provisional payment is also based on an estimate, as we've seen, because you don't know for a fact every single little cent of yours on the last day of the tax year. But now, what is very important for you to understand is that the first provisional tax payment tells you that you can't have less than the basic amount. So basically what it means is SARS will not accept your provisional tax payment if it's less than the basic amount, unless you can prove to them why. But it's different for the second provisional. The second provisional, they tell you, if you do an estimate that is too low, we will charge you penalties. And these penalties can be quite severe. It can be up to 20% of what you're doing too low. Now, what they quite often do in tests and exams is to ask students to indicate what is the minimum amount that this taxpayer can pay for the second provisional tax payment in order to avoid penalties. And that is what these minimums will tell us. Now, what I want you to understand is that the taxpayers are split into two categories. We have taxpayers who has an actual taxable income for the year that does not exceed $1 million, and taxpayers with the actual taxable income for the year exceeds $1 million. Now, I just want to point out to you something here. Again, let's say from March until February is your tax year, and then from July until December is the tax season. So your second provisional will be done on the last day of the tax year, and let's say you in November do your tax return. What I want you to understand is SARS will look at that tax return over there, and they will say, what was your actual taxable income? And if it is too low there, they will then go and raise a penalty on what you did too little in February, and they will charge you interest until you've paid your tax. That is one of the reasons why the third provisional tax payment is there, to help minimize the penalties that you have to pay. If you pay the third provisional, they won't charge you penalties, interest here. You don't have to worry about that. It's out of your syllabus, but we understand that. So that is why they will get the actual taxable income. Now, in an exam question, they'll have to tell you what it is. Now, how it works is as follows, guys. Very important. The second provisional tax payment, this is the minimum amount that you must make in order to avoid penalties. If your taxable income exceeds R1 million, you need to have 80% of your actual taxable income. So in other words, they say you need to be 80% accurate. So if it turns out that your taxable income here was R2 million, you would have to have estimated at least 1.6 million rands here. 2 million times 80%, otherwise you're wrong. So anything 1.6 or above is acceptable, anything lower than 1.6 million will have a penalty. Right, if your taxable income does not exceed $1 million, then it's a little bit different. Then they say the minimum is the lower of any of the following, it's the lower of the following two. 90%, not 80%, 90% of the actual taxable income or the basic amount. So, if your taxable income here was not 2 million, let's say your taxable income is 500,000 rands, then you will say the minimum is 90% times 500, so 450, or the basic amount. And that is exactly the same as for this first provisional. Doesn't mean it's the same amount, it means the same principle. You look at last year's, you'll say, is it 14 days or more before, and then you can use it. Right. So this one over here must be, let's say the basic amount just for now is 400,000 rands. Right. So this minimum second provisional payment that you have to pay here must then be the lower of these two amounts, 400,000. So 400,000 or above is acceptable, 400,000 or less than 400,000 is not acceptable. That's basically how that works. The third provisional tax payment then, guys, is an optional payment. If they ask you to do this in an exam, please remember you base it on the actual taxable income. So in other words, you will do a proper calculation using all of the rules that you know. There's no estimates, it's the proper normal calculation that you will be performing. And over here we just discuss again, remember, if your year end is February, the third one can be made 7 months after year end. If you have any other year end, it's 6 months after the year end date.